the hidden habit that's keeping you from growing. Ultimately, by the end of this conversation, I want to get us to a frame of mind where we're choosing ourselves. That's the mindset as we approach this week's opportunities. You want to choose yourself. Choose yourself. To begin the conversation, in fact, if you all would please comment below, choose yourself, and say that with me. Choose yourself. In fact, make it personal. I'm choosing me this week. I'm choosing me. Let me ask you all something as we begin this conversation, though. What if the reason that maybe you feel like you're not moving forward, maybe you feel as if you're stuck, maybe you feel as if you're not making any progress? What if the reason why you feel like you're not building any momentum towards your goal isn't because you're missing something, right? Maybe it's because you're waiting for something. Many people are finding themselves where they're waiting for the right opportunity. They're waiting for the right moment, or in some cases, family, they're waiting for somebody else to recognize their value. And the longer that you wait, ultimately what begins to happen is you begin to believe that other people have something that you don't. And that's not true. That's not true, right? What the difference is that the people that are moving forward, the people that are building momentum, the people that are accomplishing their goals, the biggest difference between those that find themselves feeling stuck really lies in a simple decision. It's a decision, family. And today I want to challenge a belief that many of us may have that often keeps us stuck and prevents us from making this specific decision. And ultimately, I want to assist us in adopting a new way of thinking, a way of thinking that's going to help us transform our lives, maybe even reinvent what's possible, and help us accomplish everything that we set after to accomplish in our lives, right? Think about it from this perspective. Let's say, for an example, an individual walks into a room and they have a business idea and they're looking for people to invest in their business. And they begin to survey the room and they're asking all these investors within this room if they are willing to contribute to what they're building. So one investor begins to ask this business owner and they say, well, what have you put in? What have you invested in the business? And the business owner simply says, well, nothing yet. I'm just waiting to see if people believe in it. And when you think about that response really doesn't inspire too much confidence. In fact, that response raises a bit of doubt. Because if you're not willing to bet on yourself, then you can't expect other people to bet on you. And as I begin to think about this scenario, I think this is so symbolic to life, where so many people are waiting for validation before they commit. They're waiting for somebody else to recognize them before they believe in themselves. They're waiting for somebody else to select them or tell them that they're good enough, right? Before they take the initial step. And what we have to understand is when we look at people that are accomplishing their goals, when we look at people that are successful in their own right? Whether it's the best-selling authors, whether it's the successful business owners, whether it's the influential leaders, the talented artists, the elite athletes, these individuals are often successful in their own right simply because they made the conscious decision to believe in themselves, to choose themselves before anybody else chose them. And this can get real complicated, family, because in order for you to choose yourself, this may require you to choose yourself even in the moments when you feel like a failure, even in the moments when you find it difficult to keep your head above water. This requires you to bet on you even when it seems like you're falling behind in life, when you don't have any connections, when you feel inexperienced, or you haven't proven yourself in that particular industry, or maybe you're struggling financially and you're lacking some resources, or maybe you have this idea where you want to be in the best shape of your life, but you find yourself overweight and unhealthy. It's hard to choose yourself in those moments. But when you look at anybody that has accomplished anything meaningful and anything worthwhile, they did not allow their circumstances or their current situation to dictate how they viewed themselves. And they made the conscious decision, I'm going to choose me. in order for me to make a positive change and transformation in my life. And here's the reality of what I'm saying, family. Not everybody is going to see your value, but that does not mean that your value is not there, right? Let's say, for instance, you have been petitioning an idea and nobody bites at your offer and you start feeling disappointed. Maybe you have been aiming to land this job or you're seeking a promotion and you get passed by and you feel disappointed. Maybe you've been petitioning this potential client, right? And you had a consultation call or you met with them and they didn't sign the contract. Or maybe you've been creating content and you've been consistent with uploading your videos and your posts, but nobody seems to be engaging with it. And you're now feeling some type of way. Just because other people don't see your value doesn't mean that the value is not there. And if you're not careful, what will begin to happen is when other people don't see your value, this will begin to impact how you view yourself, what you see in yourself, what you feel you are worth. And the more and more you begin to tune into these criticisms, negative voices, or people that just doubt who you are and what you're capable of, it will begin to impact how you show up, how you approach certain opportunities, how you enter in significant spaces, right? And what we have to learn to do is this, family. You have to see yourself for who you truly are. I did a video about this last week where I talked about how even though there may be some people that doubt what you're capable of and what you can create and the potential that's at work within you, you have to understand that there are people that believe in you. There are people that are inspired by who you are and what you do. There's people that believe and value what you bring to the table. And you got to tune into those voices. Most importantly, the greatest voice that you want to listen to is the voice within, the voice that is aligned with your greater potential. You got to tune out the noise of the criticism and those that are doubting you and say, hold on, what do I believe about myself? That's what you want to bring it back to. Asking yourself that simple question: what do I believe about myself? And are my actions in alignment with that belief? Because at the end of the day, you don't have to wait for anybody to select you, to appoint you, to choose you, to nominate you, to validate you. No, we're not seeking any external validation. The only validation that you need has to be internal. You got to choose you and bet on yourself. And this is what holds so many people back, because you're waiting for the proof that you're good enough. You're waiting for the evidence that you carry value. And you've got to see it for yourself. You're waiting for somebody else to tell you, yes, you got the green light. You can do this. You can build this. You can become this. You can earn this. You can create this. No, you've got to have that internal conversation with yourself. So as we approach this week's opportunities, here's a simple exercise that I encourage us to begin to engage in. Very simple, right? Take a few moments, and I want you to write down 10 things that you've accomplished, 10 things that you have achieved over your life, no matter how big or no matter how small it may seem. Whether you graduated from high school, you got that bachelor's degree, your master's, your doctorate. Maybe you lost weight, you overcame cancer. Maybe you were struggling with alcoholism and you've been sober for quite some time. You've raised kids, you've birthed a child. I want you to list out things that you have accomplished. A lot of times we neglect what we've achieved, the things that we have overcome, how far we have traveled and navigated in life. And I want you to do this simply because I want you to reflect on the mindset that you had when you did the hard thing, when you overcame the struggle. Simply to remind yourself just how powerful, how resilient, and how resourceful you truly are. Because a lot of times when we find ourselves stuck in a situation or stuck in a current circumstance, we neglect to see how great we truly are. We develop this amnesia, right? Where we fail to recognize how we have already done hard things, how we've already overcome difficult situations and challenging experiences. You got to bring this back top of mind so that when you look at your situation, your circumstance, that situation and circumstance can no longer seem bigger than you. but you see yourself in a different light. And now you see yourself rising above it. And what we really want to do is instill a deeper sense of belief in who we are and what we're capable of. Because at the end of the day, that's the game changer. When we talk about anybody that's accomplished anything worthwhile, it started with belief. It started with them seeing themselves in a bigger light, a bigger situation, a greater circumstance, creating a positive change. They saw themselves transforming their existence in some shape, form, or fashion. But it all begins with belief. And the moment you tie into your belief of what's possible, the moment you engage with that, that's when everything begins to change. Because your belief is always going to carry more power than your reality. And for many of us, we stay stuck because we're caught up in our reality instead of connecting with our belief. Let today be the day that you start investing in what you believe. You start investing in yourself. You start investing in your greater future and your brighter tomorrow. The more potential that you have on the inside of you, invest in that. I've said a lot of things during this conversation, but I'll end by saying this. Family, keep in mind, just because somebody else doesn't see your value doesn't mean that you don't carry any worth. You got to see the value for yourself. You can't expect others to believe in the value that you're trying to offer, but you don't believe in any yourself. Let today be the day that you bet on you. Let today be the day that you believe in you. Let today be the day where you refuse to allow your current situation or your current circumstance to dictate how you move forward and how you show up for life. It all starts with what you believe. If you slid into this broadcast and I was unable to give you a shout out, be sure to comment below. And if, in fact, this is your first time, or maybe it's your first time in a long time, I welcome you and I want to shout you out. Put a number 1 in the chat and then place your first name afterward. Again, place a number 1 in the chat and then your first name afterward. I'm hoping that somebody somewhere found some value in this conversation. If you were picking up what I was putting down, put some fist up in the chat below to let me know that you resonated with what we discussed. And most importantly, you're going to apply it to how you're showing up for this week's opportunities. 10 things you've accomplished over your life. That's the game changer right there, Mia. Adrian, my brother from another mother, salute, man. Hope all is well with you. Glad to have you tapped in live, brother. Latoya representing Naptown, great day to you, sis. Hope all is well. My belief will carry more power than my reality. That's truth right there, Mia. Family, if we've got to connect on other platforms, be sure to connect with me pretty much at D1 Gibson on all platforms, including Instagram as well as Facebook. You guys have heard me reference my YouTube channel as well. Be sure to subscribe there for more long-form content, including short films and my documentary series. That's youtube.com/David Gibson. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn. Be sure to tap in there. And again, people offer how they can contribute monetarily. You can connect with me on Cash App. That's at $D1 Gibson. Again, $D1 Gibson. Would truly appreciate your support. And then for more information on my coaching and speaking services, be sure to tap into the website elevationisAmust.com. And if you've yet to do so, be sure to subscribe to my growth newsletter. Every Sunday, I send out leadership tactics and strategies and mindset tools that assist you in becoming the best version of yourself. That, again, is available on the website at elevationisAmust.com. Shauna's in the building. Great day to you, sis. Hope all is well with you. I believe you're still based in ATL, if I'm not mistaken. Shout out to the South. Tapped into the broadcast. Also, family, this week in our Growth Circle community, we have a live call this Wednesday. For more information on that, in fact, for those that have yet to join, if you are looking for a community where you can grow together, you can be inspired by one another, you can be held accountable, right? You're aiming to improve the quality of your life. You're setting goals, but a lot of times fear gets in the way, and that fear is really making you inconsistent. Or maybe you just don't know what steps to take and you're looking for guidance and you're looking for wisdom to apply to what you're building. This is the space for you. I created this community simply for individuals that are ultimately aiming to live a purpose-driven life. And we all know the challenges that come with that, right? The mindset barriers, the mental restrictions, the emotional constraints that often hinder us from showing up effectively and thinking with clarity, living with confidence, and being consistent with the goals that we're aiming to achieve. But I say all that to say, family, if you're interested in joining our Growth Circle community, be sure to comment below. I'm interested. I'll be sure to send you some information. We have calls that empower you, and we break down strategies about leadership development, mindset, as well as small business development for those that are building their brand, content creators, or you're working on building a business, whatever the case may be. Our community is filled with many individuals that are in different walks of life, but ultimately we all share a common goal, and that's to become the best version of ourselves and live a purpose driven life. So, again, it's a great investment. Definitely going to assist you in growing and developing and hold you accountable to be at your best. So be sure to tap in. Again, if you're interested, comment below. I'm interested. I'll be sure to send you some information after we wrap up this broadcast. Holding myself accountable. That's it right there for sure, Mia. You're in Jamaica now. Loving the island life. I'm loving that for you, Shauna, for sure. I know for a time you're out there in Hawaii, if I'm not mistaken. All over the place, living your best life, sis. I wish you would send some of that Jamaica weather here in Naptown. That's a wishful thinking at that. But hopefully it begins to warm up soon and kind of resemble a little bit of that Jamaica weather. We don't want any of those hurricanes, but definitely send some positive vibes and some great sunshine our way, if you will, please, Shauna. Again, glad to have you tapped in live, sis. Hope all is well with you. But family, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Again, if you find yourself in a difficult situation or a challenging experience as you're watching this, I need you to understand that what you are currently experiencing is only temporary. This too shall pass. So hear me clearly. Don't give up. Don't give in. I need you to give your all. Keep pushing, keep pressing, and keep persisting until you succeed. You're saying, D1, I hear you, but it's rough. It's a struggle out here. Well, as it gets rougher, I need you to get tougher. That struggle is helping you discover your strength. It's all a matter of perspective. It's all about how you see it. How are you looking at the challenge that you're currently facing? Do you see the difficulty and the opportunity, or are you finding the opportunity in the difficulty? I promise you, if you can learn to reframe your mindset and your perception, it can change everything for you. It may not change your situation, but it will change you and help you and equip you to tackle that situation more effectively and create a solution for the problem that you're currently facing. And as you're wrapping things up on this broadcast, as we are wrapping things up on this broadcast, remember, family, if nobody else tells you that they love you today, remember, D1 Gibson has nothing but love for each and every single one of you. With all of that being said, I appreciate each and every single one of you joining in live and catching this on the replay. For those that are watching this on the replay, we'll be back at it next Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And in the meantime, family, I want you to be effective this week. Live successfully, be successful, and live with some passion at that. And most importantly, I want you to be powerful in every ounce of that word, every meaning of that word. Go into spaces that you know are yours and live with confidence. Lead into that room believing that you belong there. Go get whatever opportunity has your name on it. Be powerful. I'll check in with you guys later on, okay? I'll see you guys in a week. Have a phenomenal Monday and an extraordinary week. Peace.